Hello, welcome to today's video. We are now in the Alfred's All-in-One course, Book 4. And so this is our very first video for that new book. We are on pages 2 and 3. Today's song is called Allegro. This piece uses both middle C and middle D position. F sharp will be featured twice in this song. This one here called Allegro is adapted from themes from the overture to William Tell. And that's an opera by Giacomo Rossini. Let's go ahead and take a look and play through this piece just once, and then we'll talk about it a little bit. 1, 2, 3. Very good. Okay, so as you can see, the hands did move a couple of times from middle C position to D and then back. And let's go ahead now and talk about the notes a little bit. Notice at the very beginning, we have a pickup bar. We began on beat number 4. Now there is some rhythm here of eighth notes mixed with quarter notes, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3. So as you can see, that rhythm is kind of mixing. It's also being repeated 3 times until we get to the next page. So if we continue with that melody, notice that the articulation says that we should play at the very beginning, along with the piano dynamic, non-legato here in the left hand. So when we play, make sure that you play it at soft non-legato. And 1, 2, and 3, 4, and so notice that we distinguish between the quarter note and the eighth note. In the right hand, for measure number 2, along with measure number 6, we also have these quarter notes with staccato. Okay, so it's very important when we play these staccato notes that we don't want to accent them, only play them shorter than a regular quarter note. Here's a regular quarter note, and here's a staccato quarter note. Notice that one is shorter than the other. Also, just because the right hand has staccato quarter notes doesn't mean that the left hand eighth notes should sound like staccato. It is possible, as we've mentioned before, to play non-legato eighth notes. So let's go ahead and play. We're going to count as we play. Listen to the difference between the non-legato and staccato. Starting at the pickup bar. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and staccato, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and... Now notice these notes are moving down as a broken triad, a G major broken triad. And when they went up as just a partial pentascale there for C major, they were staccato. But when they go back down, they are non-legato. And when you practice that, make sure that you know the difference. If you have to write non-legato. So when we come down, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4, and here are the staccatos again. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now we have here a pickup bar every single measure, beat number 4, works kind of like a pickup bar to the next measure because we have 2 eighth notes always going into the next measure. We have 2 eighth notes, C, E, G, a broken triad of C major, and this is where we have legato. And notice we also have a little crescendo as well. So we have 4 and 1, 2, tie, and 3 and 1. The slur goes from the right hand down to this C where the melody ends, and then the right hand plays 2 thirds through 2 harmonic thirds in the right hand. Don't forget, when you play the harmonic intervals, whether in the right hand or in the left hand, that they sound equal. And also that they should sound softer than the melody. The melody was clearly going from G, F, E, D, C, and then the right hand takes over as harmony. Double bar line, we have another pickup bar. It's the same rhythm as before. 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and. Let's go over that. Notice here on this measure we have pedal. So when you play pedal, it says to hold it down for pretty much 2.5 measures long. So we're not going to be lifting our hands, or we're not going to be lifting our foot off of the pedal. We're going to hold it down for that long. It will sound a little muddy. This is what it's going to sound like. So notice that the pedal line comes down after, just immediately after beat number 1. And the way I like to do that is when you play the downbeat, your foot will come down right after that, okay? Here's a little picture-in-picture view of my foot coming down, playing the pedal while playing the melody or the music in the right hand. So we have our pickup bar once again, 4 and 1 down. So it's kind of like the upbeat, or just a little before the upbeat of beat number 1 there, when we play this A minor chord. 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and then let go just as soon as the pedal line comes up, which means you're going to play beat number 3, that E right there, just after you lift your foot off the pedal. Let's go over that one more time, please. Here we go, starting from the giddy up, or giddy giddy up. Here we go. 4 and 1 down. Okay, so another thing you may have noticed, and this is not written in except for just mentioning of the fingerings at the giddy up after the double bar line. That is where you will be placing your fingers now in middle D position, okay? So just for that moment, go ahead and place it in middle D. Let's try that again. Keep your foot ready. 4 and 1. And don't forget to lift after you play the harmonic third in the left hand, because there are quarter rests in between. This is without pedal. Giddy long. Once again, come down after we played the A minor on beat number 1. And notice that we have that D, G, C, and F sharp coming down as soon as you let go of the pedal. And then when we're done here, we can go ahead and continue to play without the pedal. Okay, very good. Okay, so now we're back at the middle C position, right after we just got out of that little section. And as we see, once again, it's a return to the A section, 4 and 1, 2 and 3. It's exactly the same as the beginning. Here we go, let's go ahead and play that. 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and staccato. We're also back to the dynamic of piano. 4 and 1. Listen to the difference of non-legato. Here's our non-legato coming back down, G major. notice that there is a moment the right hand, just like we did at the beginning of this page, it's going to come down, but this time when you play the harmonic thirds in the left hand, you are including pedals. So let's go ahead and take a look what that looks like. Okay, so we have once again the picture-in-picture view here, and so we have the eighth notes, 4 and 1. So as soon as you play that G, bring it down, play those two harmonic thirds within the pedal, but then just before playing the F, E, D, you let go of the pedal while the right hand G is still being tied. And so the purpose of the pedal is for those harmonic thirds right there, and nothing else really. And so the harmonic thirds, because we did it for the left hand, we're obviously going to want to do it for the right hand. So when that C comes down, pedal comes down right afterwards, harmonic thirds, playing them together. Okay, very good. So that's our performance of this music, Allegro. Let's practice every day, and we will see you at next lesson.